idea, an image, an emotion. Could be nothing at all, and that's great too. But give your mind the opportunity to cut loose and let some of that stuff bubble up through. And if it does, then I want you to gently acknowledge whatever it is. Recognize it. And then gently, but with purpose, let it go. Release it. I know that's easier said than done. It may take more than one time. But acknowledge whatever it is and let it go. It's not that it disappears. It's just not connected to you for the next hour. I want you to continue to do this throughout our practice tonight, and you'll find that the pace of those interruptions will slow down. And if we're lucky, they'll stop completely for a few minutes at some point, and you'll have the pleasure of knowing that you are in the present with your mind and body integrated, and a mind that is a little more quiet and empty and still. As you continue to acknowledge and just release anything that pops up, when you're ready, go ahead and begin that 3-part breath cycle if you haven't already. Opening the nose, allowing air to flow in and down to the lungs, slowly, steadily, filling with air until you can't inhale anymore, and then just for a split second, be perfectly still, and then turn the breath and exhale, moving that air up and out of you. And as that exhalation ends, again, just for a moment, do nothing. And then turn the breath and inhale once more. Slow, deep inhalations and slow, steady exhalations. One turning to the next, turning back to the first, and on and on. Feel yourself as you continue to breathe and focus on that breath. Feel yourself grounding a little more. Maybe becoming a little more solid, a little more here. And as you continue to breathe, when you're ready, go ahead and bring your mind to focus on your breath. For some people, it helps to imagine your mind flowing with the air in and out of your body. For others, it's easier just to focus on your breath. Try to stay attached to it. We do this to help bring the mind and body back into balance. We spend our days and nights waffling back and forth, up in the mind, down in the body, and both at different levels. But what we rarely do is stop for even a minute and bring them back into balance. And that's what your breath is doing for you right now. Now, there will be a point now or later in class when there is a sound upstairs from somebody dropping weights, or a siren going by the building, or a realization that you really are super hungry, or just some sort of insight that hits you all of a sudden, and your mind will be pulled away from your breath. And that's okay. That's life. But what I want you to do is acknowledge whatever it is that's caught your attention. Recognize it. And then let it go. It'll be there when we finish. Slow, deep inhalations. Slow, steady exhalations. again and again, feeling yourself settle. And now you can allow your breathing to just continue on. You don't have to focus so much on the balance of inhale to exhale or anything like that. Just let it go. It'll stay in this same basic pattern, and without opening your eyes and without thinking about it, if your body wants to move, let your body move. You may not want to move at all, but generally in the evenings, I found that if I listen to my body, it generally wants to send me somewhere into some sort of stretch or move or twist or yawn or something. And if that's the case for you tonight, that's a really important thing to pay attention to and to honor and follow, because our bodies know. We just have to pay attention and listen. And even more importantly, taking care of those things now creates openness for a more fulfilling and deep practice during the rest of our time together tonight. All right. So, if you feel you still need to move and stretch and do whatever, you keep right at it and join us when you're ready. If you feel like you are ready to go, we're actually going to start on our backs tonight. So, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to turn sideways, I guess, so that the video stream just doesn't pick up the soles of my feet and my butt up in the air. All right. All the way down on our backs. I'm going to start just by doing, just for kicks, a few little windshield wipers to get those hips opened up. So bend your knees, feet are hip width apart. Take a nice deep inhalation, and as you exhale, let the legs and knees just drop over toward the right. Inhale back up to center. Turn the breath and let them drop over to the left. Inhale back up. Now just keep going back and forth. Let your breath determine how slow or fast you're going tonight. And as you exhale and those legs and hips and the sides of your waist expand and extend, notice what's going on in the body. Feel that opening from the hip right up the side of your torso, almost into the armpit area. No unusual pain or stress in the knees or hips. If you feel that, you should stop. All right, one more each side. And then bring your knees back up to center. And go ahead and extend your right leg out. So we're going to do hand to toe. And I'm going to have to keep my head on this block because of this speaker. All right. As you inhale, go ahead and bring that left knee up so that it's in line with your hip. Gently, as you inhale, go ahead and lengthen your leg up and draw that leg up onto your body a little bit. Now reach up with your left hand, and you can either grab that big toe or you can grab your leg. It doesn't matter where. The tops of your toes. And I want you to breathe. I want you to do 3 to 5 breath cycles here. So you're going to inhale and exhale 4 or 5 times. And as you exhale, you're going to think about softening the glute muscles on that left side. Your knee should not be locked. It should be open but not locked. Good. Breathe. As much as you can, bring the sole of your foot straight up toward the ceiling. Great. Keep breathing. And when you finish your 3 to 5 breath cycles, you can go ahead and let go of your foot and bring that leg back down. Good. Great. All right, go ahead and lengthen that left leg. And now we're going to do the same thing to the right, because we never do one side of anything in yoga. So bend that right leg, bring that knee right in alignment with your hip. If you need to take your hand and just run it from the outside of your kneecap down to your hip to make sure that they're not like higher or lower, go ahead and do that. Inhale, bring that foot up, and you can tuck your chin up if you want. Reach up, grab your hamstring, your shin, your toes. Wrap your index finger around your big toe. And breathe. Good. Sole of the foot toward the ceiling. Excellent. Great. Even if your knee is not very open and your leg won't go all the way up, see if you can get the sole of, give your foot a nice hard flex. There you go. Nice. Breathe. 3 to 5. And then when you're done, you can bend that knee, release, and bring that foot back to the floor. This is a really nice posture for the evening because it's opening and really allowing those large muscle groups to kind of stretch. All right. When you finish with that, you can go ahead and bend both knees, and then you can bring both knees up so that they're in line with your hips. Go ahead and we're going to start with the arms stretched out from the shoulders. Soft flex to your feet. Take a nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, I want you to rotate and bring your legs over and down to the floor on the right. Okay. Bring your right hand just up on top of the leg that's on top, right at the knee. Your left arm is stretched out, probably with your palm up. Okay, so here's the thing with this one. This is where it goes from being a pretty simple thing to a little bit deeper posture. I want you to take that left arm and bend your elbow until your arm is in a right angle, a 90-degree angle. And then you can decide whether you want to look out, turn your head to look out toward the right or turn your head to look out toward the left. Breathe. Or straight up is fine too. 3 to 5 breaths again. Now, really, as you inhale, take a nice big inhale, really kind of, because we're twisting here, this is really good for all of the organs in the core of our body. And as you exhale, let that left elbow become heavy. I love this posture, especially with the left arm, because it gets at muscles in the front of the shoulder that I typically never think about. Breathe again, 3 to 5, and when you're done with that 3 to 5, then you can lengthen your left arm out. Bring your right hand down and let those knees come back up. Good. All right, other way. Take a nice deep inhalation. Check to make sure your feet are flexed. Exhale, bring those legs down and over toward the left. Good. Bring the left hand up and just place it right on the outside edge of that upper knee. And then right arm, bend that elbow. Now, if you have past injuries or really tight spots in your body, you may find that your arm doesn't touch the floor. I have found that my right arm, when I do this pose, I can come to the 90 degrees, but I'm about 1.5 inches off the floor, and it just had to do with surgery I had done a few years ago in that area. The muscles are different. So pay attention to your body. Work with it. Don't force it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Keep going. Exhale, let that elbow become heavy in the right arm. I would mention that kid dribbling the ball out in the hallway, I'm looking at as a gift because it's really a good practice moment to just accept it and just kind of float through it and keep doing what you're doing. All right, go ahead and let go with your hands. Bring your knees up. And bring your feet down. Okay. We're going to do now another hand to big toe or hand to hamstring or shin or calf or whatever by bringing our legs out to the sides. So I'm going to have you leave your left knee bent to begin with. I want you to go ahead and bring that right leg up. Soft flex to the foot. Make sure that your knee has a slight bend in it. Find your breath. Take a nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, bring that leg over and down toward the floor on your right. Doesn't have to touch the floor. And then reach over with that right hand and grab your toes or your shin or your hamstrings, whatever works for you. I know we're working without a belt tonight because I want you to really kind of stretch a little bit there. Great. Breathe. Once you're in the posture, nice. Flex to that foot, find your breath. Make sure that your heel and your toes are in the same plane, that your toes aren't dipping lower than your heels. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now, if you want to, you can lengthen the left leg. You don't have to. All right, one more inhalation. Exhale, soften the inner thighs as you do. And then as you inhale again, bring that leg up. Bend the knee and bring the foot down. If your left leg is straightened out, go ahead and bend the left knee and bring that leg straight up out of the hip toward the ceiling. Soft flex to the foot. Take a nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, open that leg over and down toward the floor on the left. Reach over with your left hand, and wherever you want to grab that leg or ankle or foot or toes, you go right ahead. Pay attention to what your body's doing in the other half of your body. I, for example, have a terrible time keeping my right leg from rolling in. Try not to do that. Try to keep your kneecap and your right leg toward the ceiling. Breathe. Make sure that your knee is not locked. Also feel that stretch through the arm. Good. One more inhalation and exhale. As you inhale again, release that left hand. Let that leg come back up and bring the foot down. Okay, one more of these. I was reading an article the other day, and suddenly it made hip classes make so much more sense, that particularly for women, what they've discovered is that the hip joints and the hip area is one of the primary holders of emotions. And it has to do with the body chemistry, it has to do with the hip joints and the pelvis and the fact that that's a reproductive area. But it was very fascinating to read about that and think, oh, that's why everybody loves hip classes so much. Okay, that's set. Lengthen your left leg, bend your right knee. Here we go. Inhale, bring that right leg up toward the ceiling. Stretch your right arm straight out from the shoulder, palm down. Take a nice deep inhalation, and as you do, bring your left hand up to the outside of your shin or your thigh or your knee, and as you exhale, guide that leg over your body and down toward the floor on your left. Breathe. Keep your breath moving. Now adjust that for where you are. For some of us, opening that knee that last little bit and having the leg right at 90-degree angle may not be working for us tonight. That's okay. Work with where you are. Add a little pressure with that left hand on top of that knee. Find your breath. Stay with it. All right, on your next inhalation, let go of that left hand. Let that leg come up as you roll on to the center of your back. Bend the knee and bring that foot down to the floor. Lengthen the right leg. When you turn your breath and inhale, bend the left knee. Bring that knee up in line with your hip and then lengthen that leg up overhead. Stretch your left arm straight out from your shoulders, palm down. Reach up with your right hand to the outside edge of somewhere along that leg. Inhale when you're ready, and as you exhale, guide that leg over your body and down toward the floor. It doesn't have to touch, okay? Toward the floor, keeping it as much as you can, as close as you can get to straight out of the hip today. Breathe. If you're feeling a lot, an overstretch in that left shoulder, then flip your hand around so your palm is up toward the ceiling. That will help bring that shoulder joint into a little better and more open alignment. 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, think about just softening, letting go. This is a wind down practice for the evening. All right, when you get to the end of however many breaths you're going to take this evening, you can remove that right hand, and as you inhale next, soften the left knee, roll up onto your back, and bring that down. Bring the left foot down. Okay, now roll over onto your side and come on up. And we're going to go to child's pose. Really ambitious tonight. Okay, so you have a choice. Your legs can be together, and you can release right down over your legs, or if you want to, you can bring your big toes together and your heels out, knees out, and release down in between. whatever works best for you. All right. Sit those sit bones back on your heels. Take a nice deep inhalation. If you want your block in front of you to rest your head on, you can do that. Take a second and find your breath. And then when you come to your next exhalation, go ahead and release down. Your arms can be wherever they feel best to you, either elbows bent along either side of your head or back along your body with your palms up. Breathe. As you inhale, I want you to think about directing that air into the lower back and sacrum as you inhale, and just imagine it swirling around all those muscles and joints, kind of loosening any tension, and as you exhale, let everything go with the breath. All the tightness, all the tension. Inhale again, this time into the middle back. Again, feel it working around all those muscles and bones, and as you exhale, let that go again. And inhale one more time, up into the upper back, shoulders area. Turn the breath and let all the tension in the upper back leave with the breath. All right. Go ahead and on your next inhalation, go ahead and draw your head up, and then use your hands to support you as you come up. Now we're going to do 3 hero poses. 2 hero poses. If you want to sit back like this, if you're comfortable sitting back like this is great. If you want to slide a block underneath you to sit on, feel free to do that. Whatever works for you. All right, knees are bent, feet are back along your side. Now, if at some point your feet tend to cramp up, that's okay. Just move it out to the side, massage it a little bit, adjust, okay, to work with where you are. All righty. Here we go. We're going to start with eagle arms. So, arms down at the side. Find your breath. And when you come to your next inhalation, arms come up to shoulder height and stretch out through those fingertips. As you exhale, you're going to bring your arms forward, bending your elbows, and you're going to bring your right elbow on top of your left. Good. Okay? Now you can stay right here if you want, or you can bring your hands back toward each other and bring palm to palm. Once you've gotten to wherever you're going to get to for today, breathe. Close your eyes and breathe. Inhale into the upper back, into the back of the shoulders. Exhale, feel your shoulders and your elbows sink just a little bit with the exhalation. One more inhalation. And as you exhale, let your arms just unwind and come back out and down. Good. All right, other side. Inhale up to shoulder height. Exhale, bend those elbows. Arms come forward this time, left over right. Hands go back to back. And if you want to, and can, then you can bring your hands palm to palm or fingertip to palm. Breathe. Eyes open or closed, doesn't matter. Inhale, really feel that air direct itself to the back of the shoulders and right around the top of that left shoulder. As you exhale, feel the elbows and your shoulders just gently relax and sink down a tiny bit. Keep breathing. One more inhalation. And as you exhale, let the arms come out. Oh, and back down. Good. All right. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your hands and just bring your hands to the soles of your feet. So part of what goes on in yoga is a movement of energy and a movement through the body of different lines of energy, having to do with chakras. There's things called nadis that move through the body. And actually bringing your hands to the soles of your feet, whether you're sitting like this or even if you're sitting cross-legged, helps complete one of those loops that's sort of helpful to the body. So wherever you're comfortable, bring hands to the soles of your feet, close your eyes, and 3 nice deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Whenever you finish those 3 breaths, you can open your eyes, take your hands away, and come forward. If you're sitting on a block, take that block away. And we're going to come on to hands and knees because we're going to go into downward dog. So, we are in table pose. Knees hip width apart, base of the wrist, right in line with the shoulders. Go ahead and curl your toes under behind you. However you want to go to downward dog, your own way, go. If you're with me, take a nice deep inhalation, and as you exhale, lengthen back through your arms. Bring those sit bones back toward the heels as far as you can, and when they won't go anymore, bring the hips up, roll over onto the soles of your feet. Let your heels hang toward the floor, and then lengthen back through the arms again. Breathe, 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 breathe. Good. Great. Great, great, great. Keep going. Okay. Bring your feet out a little bit wider. Can I touch your back, upper back? Okay. Take inhale. Exhale. Feel the difference? There you go. Breathe. Good job, good job, good job. All righty. I'm just going to get rid of this mat. On your next inhalation, go ahead and bring your head and your body forward. Roll over those toes. Bring your knees down. Good. All right. Next up is lizard pose. So, we're going to start in the same position. So I love lizard pose. I'm not quite sure why, but definitely it's a huge release in the body. All right, let's bring our left foot forward. Okay, great. Now, you're going to curl the toes under on your right foot. You're going to press up into a lunge, and you're going to work that foot back just a little bit. Okay. And then you're going to slowly bring the knee back down and uncurl the toes. so that you have a lunge in the rear leg. You want to try to have that rear knee a little bit behind your butt. Yes, good. Bring both hands and your body to the inside of that left leg. Good. Now you can stay right here, or you can take a nice deep inhalation, and as you exhale, you can come down onto your elbows. Now, my body has always wanted to send that left leg knee out toward the left when I do this, which is not how that's supposed to work. So I have to think about taking that inner thigh on the left leg and kind of pushing it toward my body and rolling it up and in. Breathe. If you want to use your block underneath your hands and elbows, you can do that too. Okay, one more breath cycle. And then as you inhale, come back up onto your hands. Good. Great. Okay, we're going to take the weight of our body more into our arms here, and you're going to bring that other leg back and line it up with your right leg, and then you're going to bring your right foot forward. Excellent. Knee is bent. Your knee is right in line with your ankle. Both arms and your body are to the inside of the right leg. Great. And if you want to go deeper into a lunge, you just squidge that little right foot forward a little bit. Good. You can stay right here if you want, or you can take a nice deep inhalation, and as you exhale, go ahead and bring those elbows down toward the floor. Breathe. All right, when you come to your next inhalation, come back up onto your hands. Okay, now, I'm going to bring your right hand out to the outside of the right leg. We're going from here straight into pigeon, okay? So you're going to bring that right foot back and over until it's in line with your left knee. Good. Curl the toes under on that left leg. Come up into like the back of a lunge, heel pulling toward the wall behind you, and push back until that right heel is right underneath your left hip. Good. All right, we're going to go down on the elbows tonight. So first, take a second, make sure your hips are squared and you don't have one a whole lot higher than the other. Great. Find your breath. Take a nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, just come down onto your elbows. And breathe. As you exhale, tell yourself to just completely release all the glute muscles on the right side. Breathe. You can let your chest release and hang toward the floor a little bit as you exhale. All right, when you come to your next inhalation, come back up onto your hands, arms extended in front of you, good. Find your breath, and as you inhale, I want you to bend that left knee and bring your body back. Good. Inhale again and bring the left knee forward and bring that left heel right in alignment with your right hip-ish. Good. Take a nice deep inhalation, and as you exhale, come down onto your elbows. Breathe. As you exhale, release those glute muscles on the left side. Next inhalation, go ahead and come back up onto your hands. Good. Exhale. And as you inhale again, push your hips back, bend that right knee, and then you can walk your legs up. And we're going to come up and into a seated position. Last one. Here we go. We're going to take a nice, you're going to turn your hips a little bit. The left leg is extended. Turn your hips toward that leg slightly. Take a nice deep inhalation. Think about the crown of your head just kind of floating up and lengthening your spine with it as it does. And then as you exhale, hinge forward over that leg. You can walk your hands down wherever your hands end up. Is fine. You can certainly have them over your toes. Just do not pull your foot toward your body, please. Breathe. Find your breath. As you exhale, notice where you feel tightness and tension in the body, and work on trying to soften that. Just let it go. Even if you need to take an extra exhalation and turn it into a little sigh or something, go ahead and do that to let that body release. All right, on your next inhalation, you can release your hands, sit yourself back up. Extend the right leg, bend the left knee. I find it helps if you roll yourself forward on your sit bones a little bit. Again, lengthen up as your body turns in line with that leg a little bit, as much as is comfortable. Take a nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, come all the way down, walk your hands down wherever they end up. Is where they should be. Breathe. Right, on your next inhalation, draw your head, your body up, release your hand. Good. And come on down onto your backs. Okay. On your next inhalation, bring your right knee up onto your chest and then your left knee up onto your chest. reach up with your hands and grab right hand on right kneecap, left hand on left kneecap, soft flex to your feet, and go ahead and roll on your back in whatever way feels right. Maybe it's circles one way then the other. Maybe it's left to right, right to left, side to side, or up and down the spinal column. Whatever feels right to you. We've done a lot of releasing and opening through the pelvis and the hips and the thighs. And go ahead and let your body give itself a little massage there. And then when it feels bearable to stop, bring yourself back to center. You can release your hands down. Take a nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, bring your right foot to the floor and then your left. And turn the breath and inhale again. As you exhale, extend that right leg out and let the foot fall open. Extend the left leg out and let that foot fall open. Keep breathing. Bring your arms down toward your body, but still in a space of their own. Turn your palms up toward the ceiling. And it is time for Shavasana. So, while you're settling in, if you want to take a minute to put a sweatshirt on, or socks, or anything, go ahead and do that. I will say this room does, one of the benefits of being in the basement is it is not as cold as that third floor room could get in the winter. Yep. So once you've gotten whatever you need, go ahead and settle yourself back in. Maybe put your blanket over you. If anybody wants a blanket to cover up with, wiggle a finger at me and I'll bring you one. Okay. So allow yourself to just let go. Shavasana, totally wonderful. Also, very, very important, because it's that time that we allow our minds and bodies to weave together everything that we've done tonight. And in doing so, create a new whole, a new version of ourselves. It's different every day. Maybe some days it's a little more peaceful, a little stronger, a little more flexible. But what is almost always true is that Shavasana allows us to reach a place where we do have a new whole that is in some way, no matter how small, better off than the whole with which we entered the class. So as you breathe, I want you to focus on your exhalations. You're breathing naturally, but with every exhalation, let yourself sink a little more. Feel your body become more heavy on its backside. Feel the front of your body open and expand a little bit. Slowly inhale and exhale. With every exhalation being another attempt, an opportunity to just surrender and completely let go. As you continue to breathe, let your mind float. It's not that it's floating somewhere, it's just a release. No thought, no emotion, no nothing, just floating. mind and body softly breathing, and with every increasingly gentle exhalation, just letting go and sinking deeper and deeper into repose. As you continue that process, notice how you are increasingly in the present moment. And give yourself these last few minutes just for you to be completely one with your breath and your body, to be fully and peacefully in your body. And finally, to give yourself the opportunity that we have not had for a few weeks now, for most of us, of allowing yourself just for another moment or two to simply be. Namaste. Now, as you continue to be in repose, bring yourselves back softly and gently to the sound of my voice, and even with your eyes closed, to a sense of the space around you. Feel the floor beneath you. Feel the weight of your body against the floor. Find yourself very gently, very kindly becoming more aware of your physical bodies. Just take a second and notice what it feels like to be relaxed and in repose. We notice it so that we can find it again when we need it. And then whenever you're ready, you can begin that process of drawing yourself back to the here and now. And as you do that in your own pace and time, If your body wants to move at any point, let it move. Don't even think about it. Just allow it to move as it wishes, or doesn't. There may be no movement at first, but maybe eventually there's a little, I don't know, wiggle of the fingers or toes, or a stretch of the arms, or a curl of the wrist, or allow yourself to move back closer and closer to this space, this time, this day. But bring with you that quiet and that repose and that awareness of what your body feels like when it releases. And then whenever you're ready, you can roll yourselves over onto one side or the other. And using your hands to support you, draw yourself up and come into an easy seated position, or whatever comfortable seated position is for you. Place your hands palms up or palms down on your legs, your knees. Close your eyes and take a nice deep inhalation. And turn the breath and exhale. And as that exhalation finishes, turn the breath and inhale once more, this time inhaling right up into your head. Turn the breath and let that air just drift slowly out of you until that exhalation is finished. And when that happens, allow your breathing to just take over, doing what it does best. Take a second and thank yourself for coming to class tonight. I thank you. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, keeping your gaze soft and quiet. And I do thank you so much for joining me tonight. Namaste. Hope to see you again soon. All right, everybody feeling okay? All right, good. Everybody feeling like it's time